What's going on, everybody? This is Darren Wong representing the Kinjas, and in this video we're going to learn a footwork move called the 6-step.
That's good.
Alright, so the 6-step is going to utilize the hook, so if you don't understand how to do the hook yet, be sure to check out my previous video I did on that before coming to this one. So there are many different ways that people teach the 6-step. I personally teach it from the front in this neutral position, but you can also learn it from the back in that frog stance or all four position. Alright, so the 6-step is basically just going to take 6 different steps and put it into a pattern that you can repeat over and over again. Alright, so what I tell my students when they're learning the 6-step is you want to think about switching from your right foot to your left foot. So whenever your right foot moves, that means it's your left foot's turn to go. And the same with your left foot, if that one moves, then it's time for your right foot to go. Alright, so with that in mind, let's start learning the 6-step. So the first direction we're going to go is counterclockwise. So with that direction, we're going to start with a right hook. If we're going to go clockwise, we would start with a left hook. Alright, so what I'm going to do in this video is break the 6-step down into 2 separate parts. The first part will be getting from the front to the back in 3 moves, and then the second part will be from getting to the back to the front in 3 moves. So 6 steps in total, but just breaking it up into 2 parts. Alright, so the first step for the 6-step in the way that I'm going to teach it, we're going to start with a right hook. That'll be your number 1 step. So your right is going to hook over your left, and we're going to lean to this right arm. And similar to the sweep, we're going to lean a little bit forward because we're going to have our legs go behind us versus trying to keep it in front. So our right leg is going to hook. We're going to go to this right arm, and we're going to hook here. Okay, so from here, our right leg just went. So like I said earlier, we want to be switching from right to left. So once you're in this right hook, you want to transfer your weight to this right toe over here so your left leg is free to step. Okay, so once you do that, all I want you to do is take a step out with your left towards the back corner. Okay, so your left leg here, it's going to go out to the back. So notice my weight is on this right toe now and my right arm, and my left leg is pretty free to move wherever. So let's go back to that hook. So we're in this hook position. So our right leg just went. That means we want to transfer our weight from our left leg to our right leg. So now our right leg is going to take the weight, and our left leg is going to step back. Alright, so let's try that again. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see a different angle. So again, we're starting with a right hook. We're going to lean a little bit forward to this right arm because we're stepping back with our legs. Okay, so our right hooks and our right arm goes down. Now from here, again, our right leg just went. So we want to put pressure on this right toe so our left leg is free to go. So I'm putting pressure on my right leg, and my left is going to step back into the corner. Now, notice here, I'm not straightening it all the way out. I'm having a slight bend into it. Okay, so right here in this hook again, we just hooked, so our weight is on our left leg and our right arm. Transfer the weight to this right toe so our left leg is free, and I step back. Alright, so one key tip I give my students while they're learning the 6-step is they want to keep a slight bend in your legs the entire time. So you never want to straighten your legs all the way out. You always want to have a slight bend, and it'll make you a little bit faster and a little bit lower to the ground. Alright, so before we move on to step number 3, I'm going to show you one little trick you could do in step 2 to make your next movement a little bit smoother. So when you step back with this left foot here, instead of pointing your knee out towards that direction, you actually want to point it in a little bit in towards the center. Okay, so this is going to help you for the next position because the next position is going to require that knee's pointing in, and that way you'll be there already. So if I turn to the side so you can see this again, after I do step 1, when I step out, I'm focusing on this knee. I don't want to point it out this way. I actually want to turn it in a bit towards the center. Okay, so this is going to help you get to a smoother transition for the next step. All right, so now we're going to go step 3. Let's start with the first step. So with our right hook, we're going hook. And again, your right leg just went, so it means your left leg, it's turning to go, so your left leg's going to step back. Now, from here, your knees are already pointing in. You want to put weight back on this left leg because it just went, so your right leg is free to go. Okay, and this is a moment where we're allowed to put our other hand down. So our left arm's just going to go down like a push-up, and our right leg is going to sneak back here. So kind of that all-four position. Okay, so again, we're over here. Our left knee back here is pointing towards the center already. So our right knee, when it steps back, I want to point it to the center as well, like in that frog position. So my left arm is going to go down. I step back, and now both my knees are pointing in versus both of them pointing out. So again, your knees are pointing in. So let's try that again. Start with step 1. Our right leg hooks on your right arm. So from here, we're transferring the weight to our right leg, so our left leg is free, and you should feel the pressure here and on your left. Now transfer the weight back to your left leg, so your right leg is free to go, and put your left arm down. here. So right now you should have equal distribution between your arms and your feet. All right, so let's try it again. I'm going to turn this side so you can see a different angle. So again, step 1, your right leg goes, and you're on your right arm. So from here, transfer the weight from your left to your right, so your left leg would go. Left leg, again, knee already pointing in. Now, from here, I'm transferring the weight back to this left leg and still on my arm to my left arm, and my right leg is going to step back. Both knees pointing in, and I have equal distribution between my arms and my legs. So one more time. Step 1, this is right leg, then left leg, then right leg. All right, so before we move on to step 4, let's address some common mistakes I see with just those first 3 movements. All right, so the first common mistake I see is usually people start crouching down in order to get back to that all fours position. So they're already in a rush to get down into that position that their body starts crouching down. So it's gonna look like this. Once they hook, they already start crunching in like this. So if you notice, my body gets a little bit lower versus being up and upright, okay? So again, don't crouch down here, but keep your body up. So the next mistake I see kind of goes hand in hand with that crouch. Whenever they do that hook, their foot goes flat down. So if you watch here, doing the wrong thing, my foot goes down flat and it causes my body to go down and I'm crouched in, okay? So what you want to do is you want to stay on that toe like we said in the normal hook, and you want to keep your body upright. All right, so the last mistake I see is people start relying on their other arm a little bit too early. So you really want to rely on that right arm to take all the weight until you get into that all four position. So what not to do is when you go for the hook, I don't want you to start putting both hands down because you're already crouched down and you're lower, and makes your movement look a little bit smaller. So again, you want to keep it on that right arm for the first 2. Then when you get down to that 3rd position, that's when you're allowed to put down your other arm. All right, so now that we have the 3 movements that got us to the back, let's use the next 3 movements to get back to the front. So I'm going to turn this side so you can see this a little bit better, because the first movement of this is usually where people get messed up. So when your hands are down in that all-four position, I want you to imagine a line that your hands are on. So let's say my hands are here. There's this giant line that my hands are on. So the next step is going to require us to step diagonally forward. Now, when you step diagonally forward, I want you to think of going past that line slightly, okay? So the reason you're doing this is you want your body to end up in front of your arm. So once your body is in front of your arm, it's gonna be a lot easier for the flow to get back to a neutral position. If you don't step far enough, your body's gonna be behind your arm. It's gonna be a very awkward position to get back to neutral. All right, so here we go. So our hands are down on this imaginary line. So with this left leg, since our right leg just went from here to here, it's now our left leg's turn to go. So you're gonna put all your weight on this left arm and your right leg so your left leg can step diagonally. Now remember, there's an imaginary line that I want you to cross. So this left leg needs to go a little bit in front of it, okay? So notice here that my leg is a little bit ahead of my arm. So if I turn to the side here, this is the line. When I step here, my leg is gonna go past my arm. So if you're back here, you're gonna have behind your arm. If you're up here, you're gonna end up in front of your arm. All right, so let's turn in the front so you can see a different angle. So I'm in this push-up position. Now, again, my weight is going to this left arm and my right leg. Since my right leg just stepped, it's my left leg's turn to go. So again, there's this imaginary line that I'm imagining. This left leg is gonna go a little bit past it and forward. And then notice again, my knee is a little bit towards the center. It's gonna help with the next movement. So again, we're here in this push-up position. I'm stepping with this left leg, putting the weight here and here, and I go past the line. All right, so once you have that step down, now comes the next tricky part. So what's gonna happen is now that our left leg stepped, our right leg needs to go behind it. So you wanna imagine like you're sitting onto your right heel and your right toe, and your left is doing a hook, okay? So let's turn this side so you can see this a little bit better. So after I take a step with my left, here, again, past this line. From here, my right leg is gonna go into this pocket of my knee, and all I'm gonna do is put weight on this left arm, and I'm gonna transfer the weight to my right toe, okay? So I bring this leg in behind this, almost like I'm doing a hook with my left, and I sit on it, okay? So don't go flat-footed here. That'll make your body crouch in and you'll be lower. Make sure you're up on that toe and you're sitting on that heel, okay? So we're going back here. Our left leg just is in front of our left arm. My right leg is coming in. I'm putting weight on this right leg, so I'm transferring my weight from my left to my right here. All right, so let's try that to the front so you can see a different angle. So we're in this position. Our left leg is going, weight here and weight here. So my left leg goes forward, here, again in front of this line. My right leg is coming in into this pocket behind my leg, and I'm sitting on my heel and still on my toe on my right, so I bring it here. So notice my arm is behind me and not in front of me. So again, since I stepped further than my arm, now it'll be in a good situation and position where my body is in front of my left arm. All right, so that step is usually the one that messes a lot of people up. So a key thing I always say is just allow that left leg to take 0 weight and almost collapse onto the floor. So if I'm facing the front and I go forward here. So again, remember, we're transferring our weight from our left leg to our right leg consistently. So when my right leg comes in, I'm taking all the weight away from this. So all my left leg is doing essentially is just doing this. So it's almost collapsing in, almost like a hook. Okay, so when my right leg comes in, I put weight on it. I don't have any weight here, so I'm allowed to get lower with it. So almost if we were doing a hook, same position. Okay, so one more time. We're here. This is step in front of your arm, and then put weight on your right leg and collapse. All right, so if you did everything correctly with those first 2 steps, then the last step should be pretty easy. So all you're gonna do is go from that hook back to neutral, which you should already know from the hook video, okay? So if we're here, our left leg goes here. Now it's our right leg's turn, here. Now this means it's our left leg's turn because our right leg just went. So you wanna transfer the weight still on this right leg. All I'm doing is I'm bringing this left leg out and tucking it underneath my butt to get back to neutral here, okay? So notice I'm back to neutral if I were to push up. So one more time, we're here. I go step forward with my left, come in, step out with my left, and I sit up. All right, so let's turn on the side so you can see that a little bit better. So if I'm here in this push-up position, again, the first step, I step in front of this arm in the back. My right leg comes in, I put weight on my right leg, and then from here, since my body's already in front of this left arm, my left leg should be easy to sneak out and under, and now I'm in that neutral position. So one more time, we're here, I step in front of my arm, I do a hook, neutral, and back. All right, so if you're having difficulty getting that leg back underneath your butt into that neutral position, the biggest mistake I usually see is people are behind their arms by the time they're doing the next movement, that there's no way for their leg to get in there. It's going to be a little bit awkward. So I'll show you an example with your body behind your arm. So if I don't step ahead of this arm, if you notice here, I'm kind of in line with this arm and my arm is a little bit ahead. So when I go to put my leg underneath, I get stuck because my arm is in the way and I'm in this awkward position where I have to push backwards, okay? So again, if I'm here, I don't step in front of this arm. I'm here, and now my arm is in a weird situation, so I have to do some weird thing to get back to normal. So if I do that to the front, if I don't step in front of this leg, and I come down, my left leg is in this weird position where I can't do anything with it, and I have to do something weird to get back to the position. All right, so let's just try doing part 2, where we're going from the back to the front. So starting with that left leg, we're in that push-up position. So again, going past this arm, coming in, putting weight on this right leg, then my left leg goes out. And again, my arm should be behind me and my body should be in front. So one more time, we're here. This is left, right, left. All right, so let's turn this side so you can see different angles. So again, we're in this push-up. We're gonna go left, again in front of my arm, right, left. So one more time, we're here. This is going 1, 2, 3. All right, so an extra tip that might help you while doing these last 3 movements of the 6th step is when you're going to bring in that right leg for that hook, try sitting on the opposite butt cheek. It's gonna sound weird, but if you put your left butt cheek and you sit on your right foot, then you'll be a little bit easier to sneak that left leg out to come back to neutral. So let me show you here. So after I go here, when my right leg comes in, I'm actually aiming for this left butt cheek to sit on it versus sitting on it with my right, because it's gonna feel a little bit awkward because you're kind of crossing. So almost aim to sit on it with your left butt cheek, and then when you bring this leg back, then you can transfer from your right to your left. So you're here, and then I'm here. Okay, so now I'm on my right and my left. So one more time, I'm here, I'm going step, I'm aiming for this left butt cheek to sit on it, and then when I come back to neutral, then I neutral it out, and I'm sitting on each one. All right, so once you have both parts down, now it's time to do the full entire 6 steps. So let's go really slowly. I'm gonna tell you where your weight should be and where you should feel it, and we'll try to make it all the way around. So starting with this right hook. We're a right hook here. Our weight is gonna go from our left leg and our right arm. Now, we're transferring from our left leg to our right leg, so our left leg is free, and I step back. Now from here, I'm transferring from my right leg back to my left leg, so my right leg can go, and I'm using my left arm down here. Okay, so from here, weight distribution should be equal, arms and legs. From here, I'm putting the weight on my left arm and my right leg, so my left leg is free to go. And again, step in front of that line on the floor. Now from here, I'm putting my weight on my left leg and my left arm, so my right can go, and then I'm transferring it really quickly to my right leg here. So from here, again, my body is in front of my arm because I stepped forward. Okay, so from here, I feel it on my right leg and my left arm, and now my left leg is free to go out, and I'm in neutral. So let's try that all together really slowly. Here we go. So right leg first. This is right, left, right, left, right, left. All right, so let's try that again. I'm gonna turn the side so you can see a different angle. So starting with this right hook, I'm hooking, and my weight is on my right arm and my left leg. Now transfer from your left leg to your right leg, and I step back. Again, knee pointing towards the center. From here, I'm transferring from my right leg to my left leg, and I'm putting down my left arm. Equal distribution here, okay? So don't be too far back, too far forward. From here, putting weight on this left arm and my right leg, so my left leg could go in front of this imaginary line here. Now, I'm going to transfer my weight to this right leg and sit on it with my opposite butt cheek here. Again, your body should be in front and your arm behind. Now from here, all you're doing, letting this left leg go out because your weight is on this right leg, come out, and you're back to neutral. All right, so once you have that down, now let's try putting it together with counts. Now I want you to do a full A count, but I'm gonna count it as 1 and 2, 3 and 4. So what's gonna happen is you're gonna end up doing 2 6 steps for an entire A count. So one thing I wanna mention is for that transfer here, so say we just finished our 6th step here, from here. All I'm doing here is I'm doing a no-handed sweep to start on my right again. So I'm not going here and then sweeping. I'm pushing from my left arm to my right, and at the same time, I'm sweeping with my right leg, okay? So that's just gonna keep the momentum going. So it's really important that we come back to this neutral position, because if you don't, and you come back flat-footed, then this is gonna be a weird transition to do, and you're gonna end up in a weird spot. All right, so now let's try that full A count. Again, we're counting 1 and 2, 3 and 4 for one entire 6-step round. So starting with your right, 5, 6, 7, 8, go 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. All right, so once you have that down, now it's time to practice going clockwise. So that means we're starting with the left hook and our left arm, okay? So everything's exactly the same, except the process is just reverse, okay? So starting with your left leg, I'm gonna sweep with my left, hook with my left, and go on my left arm over here. So I hook with my left, again, leaning forward a little bit because our legs need to go back. Now, I'm transferring my weight from this right leg to my left because my left leg just went, which means it's my right leg's turn to go back here. Now again, remember, not straight leg, slightly bent and knee pointing in a little bit. Okay, so from here, we're put down this right arm, we're putting our weight on this right leg and our left arm, and our left leg is coming out, and now we should be evenly distributed. Both our knees pointing in, and we're in this good position. All right, so let's try that again. I'm gonna turn the side so you can see different angles. So again, starting with your left leg and going to this left arm, we're going for a hook. Now again, transfer the weight from this right leg to this left leg, so my right leg is free. I step back. Now again, not straight, slightly bent, pointing towards the center. From here, I'm putting down this right arm, and my left leg's gonna sneak out, and my right leg and left arm are taking the pressure here. And now I'm evenly distributed. Again, my knees pointing in. All right, so let's just try that first part really smoothly. I'm gonna face the front. So starting with your left, 5, 6, 7, 8, go 1, 2, 3. All right, let's try it one more time. I'm gonna face the side so you can see a different angle. Here we go, 5, 6, 7, 8, go left, right, left. All right, so once you have that down, now it's time to do part 2 of the clockwise direction. So again, you want to imagine there's an imaginary line that your hands are on in this push-up position, and your leg wants to step past it, okay? So once you're in this position, now I'm putting my weight on my right arm this time and my left leg so this right leg can go forward. So again, we want to imagine there's this line. My right leg wants to go past it a little. And again, I'm not straightening it. It's slightly bent and a little bit closer if you need it to be, okay? So again, push-up position, imaginary line, right leg goes past this arm, so my body's in front. Now, from here, now we're transferring to that hook. So again, your right leg is gonna hook, your left leg is sneaking into this little pocket, okay? So I'm gonna sit on my right butt cheek on my left heel, okay? So my left leg's gonna come in, I'm transfer the weight to this left leg here, okay? So notice again, I'm still on my toe, not flat-footed and crunched in, I'm still on my toe and up. So one more time, we're here, this left leg comes in, underneath this pocket, here. And notice again, my body is in front of my right arm. All right, so now I'm gonna face the front. I'm gonna finish this part off, okay? So again, we're in this push-up position. Our weight is on this right arm and this left leg, so my right is free. Again, crossing this line, go past it. Now again, I'm going to this left leg. I'm sitting on this right butt cheek, and I'm going to this left toe here. Again, not flat-footed, but on my toe. Now from here, all I want you to do is your right leg is free, so all I want you to do is go out and bring it back to this neutral, and now your body should be in front of your arm, so it should be easy to get back to that position. So again, one more time. We're here, putting weight on my right arm and my left leg. My right leg goes past this arm. My left leg comes in, and I'm doing a hook with my right. Now from here, my right goes out, and I come back to neutral, and I'm done there. All right, so now let's try putting both parts together to do an entire 6-step going clockwise. So starting with your left, this is gonna go hook, and again, our weight is on our left arm and our right leg. From here, transferring our right leg to our left leg, so our right leg is free, I go back. Now from here, I'm going to put down my right arm and put the weight on my right leg so my left leg can go out here. Now again, equal distribution here. Now from here, I'm gonna imagine there's an imaginary line. My right leg is gonna go in front of it, so my body is in front of my arm. Now from here, my left leg comes in, sitting on it with my right butt cheek and on my toe on my left. Now from here, all the way is on this left leg, so my right leg should be free to come out, back to neutral. So let's try that again. So here, starting with our left. This is going left, right, left, right, left, right. All right, so let's turn the side so you can see a different angle. So again, starting with this left hook, this is going left hook, all the weight on this left arm and my right leg. Transfer from your right to your left, so your right leg goes out. Your right arm comes down, and your weight is on your right leg, so your left leg will go out. Equal distribution here. Right leg goes in front of this imaginary line here, so you should feel it up here and here. Now my left leg comes in, and I'm gonna sit on my right butt cheek, still on my toe, not flat-footed. Now, all I'm doing with my right is I'm going out, back to neutral, because my body's in front of my arm. So one more time. We're going left, right, left, right, left, right. All right, so once you have that down, now let's try doing a complete 8 count. So that'll be 2 6-step rotations starting with your left. So again, to transfer to your next rotation, all you wanna do is you wanna push from this neutral position, not up, but you're actually gonna go all the way to that next hook. So I'm pushing this left arm as my left leg hooks to the front. All right, so a full 8 count, meaning 2 6-step rotations, starting with your left. 5, 6, 7, go. 1 and 2, 3, and again. 5 and 6, 7 and 8. All right, so let's try that again. I'm gonna turn the side so you can see a different angle. Here we go. 5, 6, 7 with your left. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. All right, so once you have the 6-step going counterclockwise and clockwise for those 8 counts, now let's put them together. So we're gonna do 2 6-steps going counterclockwise first, then reset. Then we're gonna do 2 clockwise 6 steps going the other way. All right, so let's put this together. So we're gonna start with the 6 steps going counterclockwise first. So starting with your right, this will be 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Again, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Now from here, I want you just to reset in this neutral position here, okay? And then we're gonna start going the other way. So we'll do that as an and count. So this is 8, and then we're gonna go the other way. So this is 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. And all right, so let's try that again. I'm gonna face the side so you can see a different angle. Starting with your right. 5, 6, 7, 8. Go 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. And 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8 and. All right, so that's a really good drill to really practice your 6-step. Just make sure you're always executing your 6-step with very good technique. And you're not getting sloppy with it. It's pointless to practice it over and over again if you're having sloppy technique. So really make sure you have your technique down while you're doing that drill.
That's good.
All right, so before we end this video, I want to give you some final tips to help you with your 6-step. All right, so the position of your body is very important while you're doing the 6-step. So you never want to feel like you're crouching in. You should almost feel like your chest is going up, down, and back up. So you're never crunching in with your abs. You're actually just letting your chest do the direction of what you're doing. So if you watch my chest here, I'm going to stay up, and I still stay up. And it's not until I do this push-up position that my chest starts going down. Now, this next step is when my chest starts coming up, and especially this part, this is usually when people start crouching in. You want to keep that rotation going up, so almost like you just did a hook, so you're leaning back and keep it up. So one more time, let's try going the other way. So again, my chest is staying up, it stays up, then it goes down for this push-up. Then from here, I want to keep it, bringing it up, so it goes up, keep it up, and stay up. All right, so like I mentioned earlier, you should just feel like you're just switching from your right foot to your left foot, to your right foot, to your left foot. So whenever your right foot goes, just know that's the foot you need to put weight on so your other foot can go. So you should feel like right foot, then left, then right, then left. Almost like you're feeling like you're chasing your feet around in a circle. All right, so while you're practicing your 6-step to get it down, just know that you might need to alter certain things while you're doing it, because everyone's built a little bit differently. We might have longer arms or shorter legs. So for you, you really have to find that sweet spot while you're practicing your 6-step. So there's really no right or wrong to do it. Just make sure you're always on your toes and you're up and your body's never crouching down and flat-footed and low to the ground. And my final tip is just practice it over and over and over again. And remember, start slow and then start picking up the tempo. This is a really important movement to get down because most footwork steps are built around this step. So once you get this pattern down, you'll be able to shift the step, alter it to make it your own, and create different steps. All right, so that's it for this video. Now the sixth step is probably the most well-known footwork technique around, so really get this one down and practice it until it becomes second nature. Alright, so like always, if you like the video, make sure you like it, share it with all your friends, and subscribe to my channel, and of course, leave a comment below. I'll see you in the next one. People will teach it from the first, and then we're gonna okay, here we go. 6, 7, 8. This is hook, left, right, left, hook. Oh, it's the different angle. Just go 2, 8, 2. Hit.